Hey guys, it's Nikia. So today I'm going to be doing a video that I actually dreaded doing. I've kind of been putting it off all this time, but it seems like it needs to be done because I keep getting so many messages and so many like requests to do this video. I just figured I need to go ahead and get it out of the way. So today I'm going to basically give you guys an overview of what happened between me and Kaylee's dad and the status of our situation and how we're handling things as parents. As I said before, I did not want to talk about this boy anymore on my channel, but based on all of the requests that I've been getting on my form spring, so many of you want to know what happened, so many of you want to know how I'm doing, there's so many questions. I go on there and there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of questions, and 95% of them are what's going on with you and Kenny, what happened, how are you dealing with the breakup, things like that. So I just figured instead of answering the same question over and over, I got probably 20 inbox messages saying please give us a video letting us know what happened, letting us know your situation. It seemed like you guys genuinely cared, so I didn't want to just kind of leave you guys on the back burner. Even though I said I don't want to talk about him anymore on my channel, I just figured I'd do this one last video and let you guys know the situation so that you can understand it, and so that I'm no longer being asked to make a video about it. So the number one request that I get is what happened. I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as possible because there's just so much that I can say and so much that have went on that I can speak for days. But you guys know me and Kenny had broke up in the end of July. We decided to go our separate ways, and usually when we break up it's very temporary. Our relationship had been really bad. We have been going through a lot of stuff. At this point, based on the stuff that I've been through now, and at this point, that stuff was so minimum and so minor. It really was nothing big to even break up over. But at that time, it felt like it was just so much, and it was so heavy on my heart. So we ended up breaking up. And usually when we break up, we tend to, come back to each other a week, a day, a couple days. This time it was different. As I said, when I made my goodbye for now video, my uncle had passed away, and I was going through that. I was dealing with Kenny being out of my life and just so much. But to make a long story short, we broke up and Kenny got a girlfriend 2 weeks after we broke up. And that was really hard. And he claims that it wasn't his girlfriend, but I would see things on Twitter on both of their parts. I would see pictures. I would see lots of things that just had in my head that, he had moved on to somebody else. And it hurt me. It hurt me to my core. 6.5 years, me being faithful to this guy. That's a long time, and it's so much longer for someone who's been so faithful and so committed and so loyal to someone, and then for him to jump into something new. So that's what it was. He claims that this girl wasn't his girlfriend, and basically we were going back and forth, and he would send me text messages like, I love you, I want my family to work, you're all that matters to me, you're my dream girl, please take me back, things like that. So basically saying everything that I wanted to hear. So with that being said, and me still being in love with him and me still wanting him, I said, okay, outside of everybody else not wanting us to be together, his family nor my family, me and him was all that mattered in my head. And Kaylee, we can have our own little family. If no one approves, we can move away. That was just my mentality because I wanted it to work. Now, I believed him when he said all of these things, and come to find out he was still messing around with this girl. I would drive by his house and see her car there. She would post things on Twitter. It was just really messy. So to make a long story short, he was trying to play both of us. I confronted the girl. I sent her messages and I told her, look, he's trying to get with me. She sent me messages and said basically, look, he's trying to get with me too. It was supposed to have been squashed. This is the first time. So I stopped talking to Kenny for like a month. No, not even like a month, probably like 2 weeks. And then, you know, every day he would hit me up. I love you. Please don't believe that girl. She doesn't mean anything to me. I just did it to make her jealous. You're all that matters. You're all that I want. Blah, blah, blah. Again, saying the same things. He's really good with words and really good at saying things that you want to hear. And of course, he's like my kryptonite. He knows what to say to get me to a point of saying, okay, Kenny, I'll do it. So again, I believed him when he said this girl was not in the picture. He was just trying to make me jealous. This girl means nothing to him. She's nobody. She's not even his type. She's not cute. She doesn't compare to me. Things like that. So again, dove in. And when I say I dove in, usually when you get back with somebody, you want to take it slow. This is somebody I loved. I was madly in love with. So when I dove back in head first. It was just love hard or don't love at all. That's just like my motto. So we were good for like a week maybe, and then I found out this girl was still in the picture. Like, she sent me text messages and things like that, and he basically dogged me out. Like, dogged me out. I can be a total bitch and put the actual conversation up here, but I'm not gonna do that because it's not gonna make me any better than him. At this point, I just feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for her. Clearly, she's not going to disappear because he's telling her all the same stuff he's telling me, except I'm smart enough to know that it's complete BS. So basically, he dogged me out and told the girl that I'm a psycho ex-girlfriend of his. I'm a psycho baby mama. I'm just bitter. I don't want to see him happy with anybody else. And I hack into his emails, and I forge messages to make them seem like they're coming from him when I make them up. And his mother and his grandmother have called the girl and confirmed all of that information. According to her, the mother has called and said I'm a crazy ex-girlfriend, and his grandmother has called and told her I'm a stalker so that she wouldn't leave him alone. And just terrible things about me that was extremely hurtful. Like, I'm not even going to sit here in front like I wasn't affected by it, because I was. Like, it is extremely hurtful to hear that kind of stuff about me, that he would even say those kind of things. So when I asked him about it, his defense was, it was all lies. I just said that to her basically to keep you from getting in trouble for something, which was complete BS. So at that point, I realized that he's never going to change, and I shouldn't have to compete with anybody. As long as I've been with him, as long as I've held him down. This is a guy that I've held down. This is a guy I've given money to when his own parents couldn't put gas in his car. This is a guy that I would bend over backwards for. This is a guy that I loved literally more than I loved myself. When I say I loved him, I loved him. I would do anything. If he said jump, I would have said how high. I was crazy about this boy. So knowing that he would say those kind of things to me, and knowing that his family would validate it just so that this girl wouldn't leave him alone, was extremely hurtful. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, F what they say, it doesn't matter, blah blah blah. I'm not. I don't care. It was extremely hurtful, and it broke me. It broke me so bad, to a point where I just didn't know what to do with myself. And I was depressed for a long time. I was so depressed. I literally would wake up crying. I would go to sleep crying. I would just cry during the day. And I'm still not over it, to be completely honest with you. It's a work in progress. But even after that, he was still texting me and still calling me, begging and pleading to please. He was just lying, and I'm all he wants. And, telling that girl the same thing. And at that point, I was just, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I will not be subject to this kind of mind game. All he did was mess with my head and things like that, when clearly, and this girl lives right up the street from him. He can literally walk to her house. So when I'm not around, I don't know what's going on. It'll never work, ever. So at that point, I just had to change my number and delete all of my email accounts, delete my business account, everything. Like, my sanity is much more important, and I feel like he was driving me crazy. And I mean, it's still hard to talk about because it hasn't been like, I'm not completely over the situation. I am so much better than I was before. I am like in such a good place right now. But it's still hard. Like, you guys ask me on a daily basis, how am I doing? My answer to that question is I'm surviving. I'm doing good. I'm holding up for my daughter, and that's it, and that's all. Like, and then on top of that, this is a girl that he would take my daughter to, like, her house. That is just extremely disrespectful. Like, I don't even know. I can't even begin to explain how disrespectful that is on so many levels. Like, I get it. We're not together. We won't be together. He eventually is going to have another woman around my daughter. I get it, but it's just the matter of, like, he was still dealing with me, basically cheating on me and playing me, and then having my daughter in the mix. Like, that's extremely disrespectful. It's extremely hurtful. I would never do anything like that. Anything. And it's not even just about him. It's about Kaylee. Like, she's all that matters. So, with that being said, like, that's just what it is now. Like, I had to basically cut all ties and everything. And I know you're probably like, well, how does he see Kaylee and how does he spend time with Kaylee? The truth is, he don't. Like, to me, Kaylee's not his priority. Like, he's always with this girl. They go to the movies, they go rock climbing, they go to concerts. He's doing all this stuff that he should have been doing with his daughter. And I'm not hurt by it because it's his loss and not mine. I had an amazing summer with Kaylee. With me not working and things like that, my summer was amazing. We did so much. Like, I'm so blessed to have not been working this summer because I was able to do so much with my daughter. Like, she's on age once. So I made the most of it, and I'm happy I did. Another question that I get mostly is, how do you deal with, like, how do you deal with breaking up? To answer that question is that I can't really give you a set answer because everybody's different. The way that I deal with it is just don't do anything that has to do with him. Don't check his Twitter, don't check his Facebook, don't check his Instagram, don't call him, don't text him, don't do anything. Don't look at none of that stuff because 9 out of 10 times you're going to see something that you don't want to see, and it's going to slow down your getting over process, and it's going to slow down. I mean, it's going to make you hurt more. So with me not checking his Twitter or his Facebook or his Instagram, it helps me. Like, it was hard at first because I used to go on it every day and I would see things and then my mind would play tricks on me and things like that. But once I stopped, it was like, okay, I feel like I'm able to move forward because I'm not worried about what he's doing, who he's with, or anything. I accepted the fact, the first step in breaking up and getting over a heartbreak is accepting the fact that it's over. And that's what the hardest thing for me to do was. It was hard for me to accept that it was over because I always held on to hope that we were going to be together no matter what. And the reason why it hurt so much is because how am I going to explain to my daughter when she gets old enough to understand that, how am I going to explain to her that me and Daddy couldn't make it work? And that is what kills me. Like, I was raised with both of my parents in the home. They've been married for 29 years. Kenny has been raised with both of his parents in the home. They've been married for 20 plus years. I don't really know exactly the number, but we both come from really grounded homes, really family-oriented homes with both of our parents. So I just felt it wasn't fair that Kaylee would have to be raised in a broken home. And that's why no matter what Kenny did to me, I always went back to him. No matter what, he's cheated. He's done everything in the book, you guys. Anything you can think of, he's done it. And I've always been the one to, okay, it's okay. It's okay. I want my family. I want my family. But there comes a point in a time you have to stand up for yourself. And you have to realize you're worth more than what your partner is giving you. I'm not sure if the reason you guys ask for me to explain this kind of stuff to you is because you're going through the same thing. But I just want you to know that there is hope and there is people out there who can treat you better than what you have. There's people out there, there's men, and vice versa. If you're a gentleman and you're stuck in a relationship with a woman, I'm not pro-woman here, but I'm just saying my situation, get out. Like, get out. It won't get better. And it sucks that it took 6 years, 6.5 years and a baby for me to realize that about Kenny, that he won't change, that no matter what happens, he's going to be the same douche that he blinded me to be. I was really blinded by love. Like, and when they say that it's blind, it is so blind. Everyone around me seen it, but I didn't. I just knew I loved him, and I didn't care what anyone else thought. He cheated. He's sorry. We can get through it. Okay, he lied. He's sorry. We can get through it. Okay, he cheated again. It's okay. We can get through it. But you know what? I'm not no one's doormat. He can't just keep stepping on my heart and breaking my heart when I've done nothing but be good to that boy. So it just, like I said, you just need to realize your worth and realize that enough is enough. And I'm not going to fight or be in competition with no other female. Please. Never. I'm never going to be in competition with any female for somebody that I've did my time with and, you know, spent all those years with. We had history. We have history. And that's why it was so hard to let him go. But he's no good. He's not good at all for me. And it hurts. Like, it really does. It hurts to say that because I never thought that we would end up at this point. And it sucks that it took 6 years, 6.5 years and a baby for me to realize that. But I'm glad that God is showing me that I deserve better, and I will get better. So I hope that answers the question of how you deal with the breakup or heartbreak. It's a work in progress. I'm not over it. I hurt. I cry every day. I'm still like traumatized by everything, but it gets better every day. Just don't check Twitter. Don't check none of those social networking sites because those are seriously like the devil. But it gets better every day. Kaylee helps me out a lot with that. And then I know like a lot of you have asked me, a few of you have asked me, you know, like what's my relationship status and, you know, how do I deal with not being with Kenny and things like that. Well, I'm still 100% single. I have a few friends. I have one friend mostly that I'm like talking to, but I'm really taking my time. Like, I want to be completely over Kenny before I engage in another relationship. And the friends that I talk to understand that, and I've been asked to be someone's girlfriend, but like I was with someone for 6.5 years. Like, why would I jump right back into a relationship two months later, let alone 2 weeks like Kenny did? Like, we've been broken up 2 months, 3 months, and he's texting this girl saying that he loves her so much and she's his world and she makes his life complete and he can't focus without her. Like, real hardcore stuff. So that's why it was like terrible. It was terrible to see that kind of stuff, but it's exactly what I needed to see for me to be able to move on with my life. But the guys that I talk to understand my situation, and it's no rush. Like, I'm taking my time. I am not trying to mess around with any other guys. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just focused on my career and focused on my daughter. Like, all of the extra stuff can wait. Like, I'm not in a hurry. Like, even if I was to jump right back into a relationship, it'll be fake because I know where my heart will still be, and it'll still be broken because of the things that Kenny have taken me through. So I'm taking my time. I'm not rushing or anything like that. But at the same time, I have friends, and my friends understand it, and they know my situation, and they understand it too. So, I mean, as long as the advice I have, if you're asking me, how would you go about dating, I would say don't jump right into it because it wouldn't be real. Like, I guess men are different from women. Maybe he needed something quick so that he can get over me. I really honestly don't know what it was. I did everything for that boy. I cooked, I cleaned, I gave him money. I treated him like a king. Like I was literally, he was my king. He didn't have to ask for anything. The only thing he had to deal with was my attitude. And when I didn't get my way, that was it. Other than that, Kenny had everything he could imagine. I took care of him. And I just had to learn that no matter how good you are to a man, you're still bound to get hurt. But I'm not going to let Kenny, like, traumatize my mind and make me think that all guys are the same. I know that there's good men out there because I have a brother and he's a damn good boyfriend. He is the best boyfriend in the world. And I honestly think it's because he has 3 sisters and he's seen all 3 of us go through heartbreak. So he knows what not to do. So I know that there's good men out there. It's just a matter of being patient enough and letting them find you, or you finding them. So, with that being said, if you guys are going through the same thing, all I can say is just keep your head high, and just take it day by day. Don't overthink it. Like, that's what I was doing. When this all started, I felt like my life was over. Like, I felt like it was not even worth, like, the pain was just overwhelming. Like, I really didn't want to be here anymore. It was terrible. A heartbreak is so bad. It's terrible because, you know, like my dad, he can fix anything, but he can't fix my broken heart. He can fix a bike, he can fix a flat, he can fix my car. And I know it hurts him to see his little girl going through this, because that's the one thing he can't fix, is he can't fix a broken heart. And I wish that I could snap my fingers and it just be over, but reality is you can't do that. It's just something you have to deal with. But my faith in God is really what's keeping me going. Just keep praying, keep reading the Bible, keep going to church. Just really diving heading into my faith. And that's really, honestly, what's keeping me sane. It's really keeping me sane. So for those of you who feel like you're on the break, and those of you who are asking me because you're going through the same thing, just hold on. Like, hold on. You'll get through it, I swear. I swear you'll get through it, because I didn't think I would. But I did it. And I'm still going through it. I'm not over it. But I'm going to be okay. I swear, I'm going to be just fine. Someone asked me, how do, like, we co-parent? We can't co-parent because we can't communicate. Honestly, I feel like I hate him. It's like, but at the same time, I don't want to hold a grudge because I don't want to miss out on my blessings. So I choose to forgive him and her for all the stuff that they're doing to me. And all I can do is pray for them, because, like, being angry and being hurt, like, no, not hurt, being angry is just too much energy. It's way too much energy. There's a difference in being hurt and there's a difference in being angry. I'm hurt 125,000%. I'm hurt to my core. It makes me sick every time I think about it. To this day, and it's been a minute, it still makes me sick. It's all a part of getting over it. But I'm not angry, because if I was angry, I would take it out on everyone else around me, and they do not deserve that. They are too good for that. I have such an amazing support system that I would not be able to get through this without them. And if there are guys listening, who are on the flip side, if you're on Kenny's side and you're stuck in between 2 girls, all I can say is that if you have a woman who carried your child for 9 months, who delivered your child, and is raising them and doing a damn good job at it, don't ever give another female, regardless if it's your girlfriend, regardless if you guys are broken up, don't ever give another female the satisfaction or make her feel comfortable enough to where she's blatantly disrespecting your baby mother. That is just, I mean, unbelievable how a man can give his girlfriend or, you know, somebody, make them feel so comfortable to where they're blatantly disrespecting the child of the mother of your child. Regardless of what happens between you two, she's always going to be in your life. She's always going to be your kid's mother. You should never let another female feel comfortable enough to disrespect them, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on anything, Instagram, a picture, anything. You should never let another female feel that it's okay to disrespect the child of your mother, regardless of what you guys are going through. And that's a problem that Kenny has. He does not let, his girlfriend is free to do whatever she wants. She can post whatever she wants. When I was checking Twitter and when I was checking things like that, he would let her say really disrespectful things about me, his daughter's mother. He would like post pictures on Instagram and she would leave really disrespectful comments. Like, it just goes to show that he really does not care about me at all. And I mean, it took all of that, it took me to see all of that to realize his true colors, because had I not, I would have still been blinded and going back and forth to Kenny. But like I said, I had to take a stand. So for the fellas out there, don't ever give a female that satisfaction or make her feel like it's okay. Because regardless if you hate your baby mama or not, that's still the mother of your child. That's still someone who's very important, who's a very important factor in your life. So don't ever give your girlfriend or your cuddy buddy or whatever you may call it the satisfaction of disrespecting her. That's just a big no-no. So the last thing I want to say is someone asked me how me and Kenny co-parent. The truth is we can't, because I have so much anger and so much hurt inside of me. I can't stand to talk to him, which is why I changed my another reason why I changed my number is because he would have kept texting me things that I want to hear, and it would have just been like a never-ending story. So we just basically have to go to court, and I don't want to keep Kaylee from him. So we're just going to have to go to court and, file for split custody, or I don't really know how. I've never really gone through the court system, and my sister has never gone through the court system, and, it's 2012. Like, this generation is so different than older generations. Like, and that's a big regret that I have. I regret not being married and having a baby, because it's a lot harder and it's a lot messier when you don't have, like, vows under God and not raising a baby when you're married. But that's all that I can say. Like, the only advice I can give is just for those of you who are thinking about getting pregnant, it's not worth it to get pregnant. Like, pregnancy and having a kid really does changes people, and I never thought that I would fall into that stereotype of being a single mother or, breaking up after we had a kid, because me and Kenny were like Melanie and Derwin. I swear, if you watch the game, that was like our life, minus the baby mama drama, because I got pregnant and I had his kid, so it was supposed to be a fairy tale. It's supposed to be a fairy tale ending, but things don't always go as planned, and it's really sad, but life happens and you just gotta kind of roll with the punches. So no, I'm not in a rush to get another man. No, I'm not trying to have any more kids. At first it was a big deal to have other kids, but if I just have Kaylee, like, going through all of this like baby mama, baby daddy drama with him, it's not worth it. It's a big headache and it's really, really stressful. Like, I cannot stop losing weight because I'm always stressing. Like, I don't have an appetite. It's just not worth it. So I would be okay if I didn't have any more kids. I definitely won't have any more kids until somebody put a ring on my finger. But you live and you learn, and that's all that I can say for now. But hopefully you guys have a better understanding of why I don't like talking about Kenny in my videos, and why I just don't want him on my channel. It's because I'm trying to move forward with my life. But I understand that you guys are curious, because this channel originally started with me and him, and my YouTube name incorporated his name into it until I was able to change it. But now you guys know why I won't talk about him anymore on my channel. Now, if you have any other questions, like regarding him or regarding like how things go in court and things like that, you can ask me on my form spring. I don't mind answering them on my form spring, because it's a quick, answer. It's a quick response. It's just like me giving you advice and letting you know what's going on, because I never know when someone may be in this situation. But I don't want to channel all of my energy into making a video, which is why I decided to go ahead and make this one. But for those of you that are going through the same thing, just keep your head up. Pray, pray, pray. I can't stress it enough. Pray. Things will get better. They really do get better. And as I said, it's a day-by-day process. So I guess that pretty much wraps up my video. Those were just like the main questions that I kept getting over and over on my form spring. there's still a lot of questions on there that I didn't even bring up in this video, and if you care to look at them, look at my responses, go on over to my form spring, and the link is at the bottom in the description bar. So if you want to look at all those questions, like if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me, and then I'll go ahead and answer them. But in the meantime, that's a wrap on this video, and that's a wrap on me ever mentioning his name again on my channel. So hopefully I've given you guys all you asked for, and hopefully I have given you guys some insight into my life. And hopefully I help some of you guys, or inspire some of you guys to get out if you guys are in a similar situation. But if you have any questions, go ahead and inbox me, or even leave a comment in the description box below. You all are amazing, and I love making these videos for you, so this definitely was not a problem making this video. It's just a matter of being honest with myself and being honest with my viewers. So I hope I helped someone out today, but in the meantime, I'm out of here. Stay tuned for more videos to come. Peace!